Hello, people of the internet. My name is Aidan and welcome back to our Minecraft Museum project, where in the last episode we laid out the foundations, or rather the plans for the foundations, for the project which will one day become a museum housing all sorts of exhibits to do with Minecraft and our world and all things surrounding it. Since I was here before, I've made a couple of changes, most noticeably, obviously, being this, which is practically a marking out for where some steps, some entrance steps for a grand porch shall be. And I've put these steps along here just as a kind of mark out for myself. But this is what we're going to be doing today. However, there are a couple of other things which I've changed. I've come across to the back here and moved out the back wall by 2 to make it symmetrical to the front. This is because I want this area here to be the grand hall, and I want it to level up equally on both sides with these side parts, I suppose. Speaking of which, I've also come around and placed in these gaps here, straight in the middle, which are to sort of symbolise where doorways are going to be. And I've put this one block of netherrack right there, which is intended to show sort of where a dividing wall will be, because the idea is I'll have one exhibit on this side and another on this side and the same on the corresponding sides over there. Wait a minute. What's this? This wasn't here last time. A tree and some strange markings. The symbolism of a fish. Some crudely drawn symbols. This is truly a mystery. A tree has spontaneously appeared in our sight. Maybe this is a sign, maybe this is a warning. I am not sure. Nothing much is known about the history of this area in particular. Maybe we are trespassing upon an ancient people's land. Maybe there are some holy folk not best pleased with our terraforming of the area we did. This is troubling. But like all entrepreneurs, property developers, and generally over-enthusiastic people, I shall choose to disregard it for now, and basically just ignore it until it becomes a problem. Oh my god, they're appearing everywhere! No, it's alright. I planted these trees. They're fine. You can trust these ones. You know, they're good. They're good guys, these. You know, I call one of them Bob, the other one Fred. They're good chaps. Since I was last here, I went back to home, as in the centre of this map, and gathered up a few materials, most notably being this ungodly amount of cobblestone, which I imagine will come in useful because cobblestone always has its uses. I also gathered up a fair amount of obsidian. This is in case we want to go to the nether to get netherrack or something. You know, nether brick, netherrack, etc, etc, etc is always very useful, so I thought I'd bring that here. Okay, I do believe that we are indeed ready to begin some building. As I say, I want to begin by doing something with these stairs here. Of course, they are leading up to the entrance. It makes sense to start here. I've laid out here with some cobblestone steps, but looking at it, these will go up way too quickly, which will mean the first floor will be, you know, a long way off the ground. So I'm thinking a better idea may be slabs. Although probably not made out of cobblestone, so I don't know why I bothered making a whole row and making over like nearly 2 stacks of cobblestone slabs. Well done, Aidan. We're all very, very proud of you. Just quickly to illustrate, I do want to build up a sort of rig of the difference between using slabs and using steps. So that will take just a minute. So yes, you can see what I mean. Look how high the one using steps here on the right goes compared to the one using slabs, which is best illustrated by how I went out of frame twice, which I found quite amusing. Ow. Honestly, ideally, I'd like to go somewhere in between these two, because I think this is a bit too flat and goes well, I mean, it's probably a perfect distance, but I think it's just not a good enough angle. Although, I mean, maybe if we build it all up, we can see what we can do. So I want to make these steps, the entrance stairs, out of smooth stone slabs. And I believe they are made using, well, smooth stone. And that is why I've brought this ungodly amount of cobblestone with us. Not quite 2 rows, but still quite a lot of digging, as you can imagine. So, I believe they are made like this. So now we have more than enough slabs. I've got 6 whole stacks of the things right here. I guess really the best next logical step would be to begin building. The most obvious way to do this is to just have it straight. Here we go, all done. So this is how I want it to be laid out. What I've done here is I've basically made it come up to the doorway, which will be here. I want it to be a 4-block doorway, and I've sort of staggered it a little bit. So whereas the gap in between each layer is 2 blocks here, it goes to a 1-block gap here, and that started off as logistical, but I actually quite like it. It's like one of those perspective tricks. It looks like it's going kind of looks like it's going further into the distance. I mean, the blocky nature of Minecraft kind of ruins the whole thing, but I still kind of like it. I mean, we'll have to see what it's like when we actually have more, when it's actually more built up. I've also left this, well, this, which was originally just a test rig, I've left that here as well, because I like the idea of having the central walkway actually be a different type of block. As you can see here, I'll probably change it from cobblestone, but that will do us for now. So now I'm happy with these stairs, and I believe that I am indeed happy with them. What I actually want to do now is come up here and begin to build the entranceway, the actual doorway as it would appear as you walk up the stairs and then you walk through here into a grand hall, which we shall, of course, come to in the future. For now, I want to build just simply like the door frame. So in my inventory I've got pretty much everything that I have with me that could be considered a quote-unquote fancy block, which basically just includes wood and some sand, and then I've cooked up a little bit more stone just over here, which we can make into stone bricks like so. So how do I want to build this? I think that the stairs, they work quite well for the theme that I want, sort of stone and greyish, but I want to have a bit more colour, a bit more vibrancy, I guess, which is why I've decided that wood may be a viable option like that, but maybe not planks. They look a bit crude, having to use a stone axe like some sort of bloody Neanderthal. Brilliant. So I guess I want the basis of the frame to actually be stone brick like so. I want it to go up a couple, and I want it to be this full width here, so the full 4 blocks, and to just sort of go up like that, and that will be 3 blocks tall, so 1 block taller than a Minecraft character. I think I want to go up 1 more. Yeah! Like so. So that's forming the basis of the 2 sides there. And then I guess that I want to sort of bring it in a bit, like not to a point, I don't suppose, but kind of like in by 1 and then across. I want to see if that'll work with just stone brick, like that, and then upwards. Maybe like that. I think that if I use stairs all the way up, as I would, it would just come to too much of a point, and I don't really want it coming to a point. I would like it to be kind of arched, but not so much as it would be with stairs as such. Good morning. So it's the next morning and I've kind of slept on it a little bit. I feel like maybe we should take a bit of inspiration from the steps themselves and actually go with slabs. We will have to find a better way up at some point because this isn't really very dignified. Like that, and then like that, like there. Okay, okay, not bad, not bad. If we then do the same on the other side, just here, whoop. Nope. Like that, and like that. Just dig this sand with a piece of pork. I'm sure that'll be fine, right? Okay, so there we go. That is what it has produced. Maybe if we pop that up there. That's a bottom slab, so it could be awkward to make it look more curvy than that, honestly. I do want to see very quickly what this will look like that with the steps. If you do that, it looks much the same like that, and then produces this little tiny hole up there, like a sort of peephole. Now what we can do there is we can build this up a little bit more, maybe like another step up there. So it goes up, and then we can have it like a cross, so it makes like a sort of little gap, a little decorative gap, and that may make it look nice. Right now, what the problem that I can see, obviously, is that it's all one block, but that isn't necessarily an issue, really. I mean, you can still do some interesting things that are monochrome, and we'll have to see how it fits in with the rest of the build when it begins to take shape, of course. I want to have all of this kind of stone brick, so I'm going to have to go and get a lot more cobblestone. I thought I'd brought a lot, but we're going to need some more. I want all this to be cobblestone and then have some sort of pattern that leads the way down and on the other side. And then we'll have to see how this entrance looks from the inside as well. To give it a bit of colour, I do have one trick that I can try. One of these old tricks here that we have. We can do that and that. Unfortunately, fences do not attach to stairs like that. Ah, that's a bother. Yeah, fence gates can only be placed with a block underneath them, apparently. Yeah. So the next step out, just here, I actually want to have something really grand. So I'm thinking spruce wood may work, because spruce wood is nice and dark, like so, you see. So it looks very dark, and it looks very nice and sort of old and weathered and wizened, I guess. That's a good word. So you have like that, and then that'll go up, and then I guess it'll arch across. Oh yes, that's a good idea, actually. We can have not only like it sort of angling out this way, but we also have an arch, kind of semi-arch. I guess it would just be extending circles on each row that will sort of slowly go up. I just think that this, once it's all contained and it's all dark, will look nice and sort of, not eerie, but a little bit ominous and a little bit like, ooh, mysterious. The mysteries of history. And that's what it is. And then you walk through here and there's big old hall, like, in Harry Potter, where they have that scene where they first enter the Great Hall. Here we go. So you can kind of begin to get an idea of what I mean by the arching sort of ceiling that we're going to have here. I want to have more spruce wood. Spruce wood, I do really like it, but this is literally all the spruce wood that we have, and we're going to need a lot more, I think, to go a bit further up there. And this arch is sort of going to arch across like that, and then these are going to go up and sort of disappear into it to appear like they are, truly attached. I'll see what I can do when we actually have some more materials ready. For now, I want to come back to the stairs here. I've got this middle bit here, which is all cobblestone, but I'm not sure I really want it to be cobblestone. I quite like the idea of the central walkway down the middle being, a different block of some description, but I'm not sure what it should be. I have a few candidates in mind, first of which is stone brick. I do kind of like that. It fits in quite well. It's two very clean blocks that come up, and they suit each other fairly well. But I do have a couple of other things that I could try, such as birch wood slabs, like this. Again, I do kind of like it. The two colours kind of mix quite well, and it does seem to fit here fairly decently. But again, it's the wood texture. It looks a bit too crude for this building, which will be sort of clean and smooth. But this looks a bit rough, and like it doesn't really quite fit. I do have one more, however, which is of course to just fill in the whole lot with smooth stone slabs. In a rather unfortunate and annoying turn of events, it turns out that I actually rather like it just being smooth like this and all just one block. Which is a little bit annoying because I get a little bit obsessed with using lots of different types of blocks, but I guess there's not really much wrong with just using one type of block. It can still look rather interesting. I'm going to continue experimenting with this between episodes and in the time coming up. Next episode, which I say, we shall be moving on to something different. We shall be moving on to the actual structure of the main hall here, seeing what we can do, seeing where we can go, and continuing on with our Minecraft museum project. Until then, I do hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you when I see you. Goodbye.